The battle of two teams that are both 7-3. When I saw this game on the schedule, I thought, oh boy, they're really relying upon the captive audience to drive up the numbers for this one. They don't need a captive audience. This one is going to, I think, surpass last year's Raiders-Cowboys game, which had an average audience of 40.5 million. I think it's going to be more like 43 or 44, maybe even 45, with the New York market fully engaged on behalf of the Giants, who are surprisingly good. The Cowboys surprisingly good. Again, both teams 7-3. The Cowboys are still 9.5-point favorites. The line is moving in their favor a little bit, not surprisingly, given that the Giants lost on Sunday and the Cowboys kicked the shit out of the Minnesota Vikings 40-3. Well, the Cowboys, Chris, kicked the shitballs out of the New York Giants, your New York Giants, on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning that way. I am. Again, I'm more of the one that thinks we're about to see the Giants bubble burst a little bit. Now, I don't mean that like to the point of like they're just going to totally fall off a cliff and not be competitive here, but I think they're going to come back to a little bit of the reality of what they are, and that not going to have a record that's, looked at as one of the better records in football. Again, I don't think the Giants are that quality of a football team. I think they're good. But, as we saw last week and as we've discussed so many times, it's the game has to shake out and play a certain way for them to win the football game. And I just don't think they can do that against this group here. I think the first thing is I think the Cowboys offense poses some real big problems for the Giants. Cowboys are running the ball phenomenal. Dak Prescott, the way he looked last week, the Giants don't stop the run all that well. They don't really have a shutdown cover corner. So now when they want to play man, see, that's what Detroit did to them a little last week. Ran the ball, the play action passes, crossers, stuff like that. Tony Pollard's going to get some one-on-one situations out of the backfield because the Giants are going to be so worried about loading the box. So that's where I look at that and go, I think it's going to take something miraculous, I think, for the Giants to slow down the Cowboys or at least handle them that way. And then I think the key to the football game is just, can the Giants run the ball? Can they run the ball, keep the Cowboys offense off the field, control the clock that way, keep the Cowboys, defense out of the third down situations or second and long where Dan Quinn can have people coming from everywhere and dropping everywhere, and we know that pass rush is special. They were all over Daniel Jones in the first matchup. The Giants did run the ball a little bit, there's no doubt. Saquon was solid in the game. A lot of the yards came on one big run. Daniel Jones scrambling was the biggest issue in the first game around. And there was Cooper Rush at quarterback for the Cowboys. I'm going Cowboys here 31-17 at home. I think they kind of win this one convincingly and kind of show that they're one of the best teams in football and that the Giants are just not in their class.
The Emotional Hedge by Christopher David Simmons as he waits for, or Simms. I said Simmons. I'm too used to working with. I'd never even thought of that. Miles Simmons, Chris Simms. I'd never even made that connection.
You like guys with
brain
SIMM.
Just farted it out. Yes. So anyway, I got 31-20. And what I envision is, I think it's going to be closer than you do. And I envision a situation where it's like 24-20 with 6 minutes or so left. The Giants have the ball, and then Micah Parsons makes some crazy-ass play, turnover, maybe even a touchdown on that turnover, or a short field touchdown for the Cowboys to make it 31-20, and then the Giants just can't do anything, and the Cowboys cover the spread. I mean, 9.5 points really isn't that much. It really isn't. From the standpoint of a win becoming on the other side of it, especially when a team just won by 37 freaking points on the road. So I think it's hard to get past what happened to the Giants on Sunday and what the Cowboys did to the Vikings on Sunday. So I will say 31-20. So we're on the same page with that one as well as relates to the winner. We disagree as to who covers the spread.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.